It's Wednesday. Hey, everybody. So it's the second Wednesday of the month, and luckily here in my area, we do a local meeting. So I was prepping because I'm going to be doing some training at the meeting tonight. And so I thought what I would do is share with you what I was going to be training on at the meeting tonight. And one of the things, squirrel just ran up the tree. Squirrel. One of the things that I shared today in the Prima Diva group was that wonderful link to, let's see, what's it called? It's partyplanning.pureromance.com. And I didn't know it was in there. I mean, I'm sure some of you guys have already discovered it and used it and stuff, but oh my gosh, I was like, this is wonderful. There's so many great useful tools in here and stuff. So first, let's give a little bit of recognition, and then I want to go over some of the great things that I know I'm going to be implementing, using, and basically upgrading from like hostess coaching and things like that. So first, let's give some shout outs to those girls that have been partying so far this month and have gotten 500 or more in sales. So at that 500 to 1,000 level, we have Michelle Alfano, Melody Carter, Leslie Morris, and Lynette Munzo. At that 1,000 plus range, we have Annie Bear, and then we also have Isa. But the one thing I did notice is I'm seeing a whole bunch of zeros for May so far this month, you guys. So we need to get out there and party, because if we're not partying in May, that means June's going to suffer and July is going to suffer. And, it just has that snowball or ripple effect where if you're not partying one month, it just, it's almost like having to restart your business over and over and over. So for those of you who did my 100 call challenge, I'm hoping that you were able to fill up your calendars. I know I did it. I was able to get some parties, mostly in June. I am like slammed for June. I could definitely use a couple more for May. So I'm going to have no parties this weekend. Yikes. So I'm throwing a huge inventory blowout sale that I will be doing Friday, Saturday, and possibly sometime on Sunday, maybe till like noon on Sunday, but it's my family day, so I don't really work on Sundays. So I'll be doing that to generate some party sales and, bookings and things. But again, I'm picking up the phone, you guys. I just doing the 100 calls has, like I said, really helped me book up my summer. So if you're looking at your calendar and it's not as full as you want, pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Can't say it enough. I know that it's kind of old school. We love to text and stuff, but that personal touch, letting them hear your voice can really make the difference. Okay, so let's talk about this, and my subject actually was selling that I had to do this this meeting, and it's more hostess coaching, because in order to sell, you got to have good hostesses who have good parties. So I'm going to just kind of walk you through all of this, you guys, and one of the first things when you log into this party planning site is it says why 3 weeks. So why start planning 3 weeks out? And I completely love this because if it's more than 3 weeks and you're doing the invite and everything and you're trying to do all this pumping up, people are going to kind of lose their interest. Okay, so keep it in that 3 week window. Hopefully you're booking your parties within that 3 week window to help your parties hold and be more successful. Sorry about the dog in the background. Let me close my office door. Sorry. Closing the window too. Hush. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Yep, you too can run a business with crazy dogs barking out the window at dogs walking by. Okay, so 3 weeks. So your booking might be a week away. It might be 6 weeks away. The steps in this guide, so in the party planning guide, will still help, will still apply. 3 weeks is simply an optimal amount, and I completely agree. It gives guests time to RSVP and to also get them excited, and gives you time to work on, your Facebook event and things like that. If your party isn't 3 weeks away, keep in mind that the most important steps to party planning are the beginning and the end. And again, getting that hostess excited so she gets her guests excited. You can stretch out or cut the hostess and guest connections as necessary to accommodate your timeline. So when you go through and you start, looking at all this, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, and all the printables and stuff are wonderful. And I'm going to show you guys in just a sec. Okay. So one of the things, and I do still give paper hostess packets. I got away from it for a while, but I carry them to my party. And my thing is, if I want to book 3 parties at every party, and that's really what you want to do, book 3 at every party. One to replace the party you're doing, one to, fill your calendar, and one to grow your business. So here's some of the things I'm including. And so best party ever, right? The little guides that you can order these, through the COO. So, really cute. It just kind of goes over, this is a party you don't want to miss. And also if you watch the, It's All About the Party today, it was super good too. So also this is called the Party Kickoff. Okay, so you go in, print it off, and this goes in your hostess pack. And this is a really cool checkoff list for her. It tells what the primary goal for the event is, what products do you have on your wish list, all that kind of stuff. You even have a place to put in her, information as a party date, party time, party address, all that kind of stuff. And your name and stuff here. And you can have that pre-filled out with, your email, phone, and all of that. Next is 40 guests in 5 minutes. And I love these little forms because it just really helps to jog their memory. 4 people you do business with, 4 people who are coworkers or neighbors. So, it gives them kind of a guide to, say, okay, who, wouldn't I normally invite? And then there's even a template for an email. So if you're doing email, and I say you can send this on Facebook, right? And you're just going to cut and paste it. And this is kind of, it's kind of long, but it goes through telling them, women only, ordering is private, create your guest list, pre-orders, product display, ask for a table so you're not having to lug a table in, or I'm happy to bring my own, but hopefully she has one. And then it's about keeping in touch, I'll contact you a few times prior to the party. So just letting her know, look, I'm going to contact you. It's not going to be overwhelming, but I do want to make sure I stay in touch. And then it says rescheduling policy. Please understand that Pure Romance is a significant source of income for me. If something comes up on your end or you foresee small attendance, please call me as soon as possible so we may reschedule for a better time. It doesn't say anything ever about canceling. Okay? If your party is scheduled on a weekend and you wish to reschedule, I cannot honor another weekend date for you, which I think is really cool because weekends are prime dates for us, right? Friday, Saturday, are our big selling, big party days. So if she wants to cancel a prime Saturday, maybe next time she gets a Thursday. Just keep it in mind. And then it just says, that's all for now. Keep inviting those guests and I'll check with you again soon. Please feel free to reply back to me with any questions. So but walks you through all of that, you guys. I love it. The other thing is this little coupon, and it says, please enjoy. Upgrade this sample. So in the hostess pack, you're going to include a sample of whatever, and I suggest Body Dew or, a mild product. Upgrade this sample to a full-size product for 10% off. Okay. So what that means is if she loved her Body Dew, at the party, she can qualify to get, one for a couple bucks off. And then this last one is called the Party Checklist. And this is for us. And what this does is it walks you through everything that needs to happen with each party. And I think the only thing that might be missing on here is a place to put, what hostess this is. So jot her name at the top, so this is Jody's party up at the top. Ever feel it's weird to say your own name? And it goes through, make your first call, and so you're going to confirm the party date, discuss the party kickoff form, enter the party into the COO. So it just takes you through every single step over that 3 weeks. So this is 3 weeks prior, 2 weeks prior, 1 week prior. So if you're newer or if you're kind of thinking, gosh, I really need to step up my hostess coaching game because I'm not having the attendance and sales I want, here's a few pieces of paper to help you do that. And there's more in there. There's more games and stuff, you guys. I just kind of feel like I'm going to give the hostess things that I feel are going to work. And if they're not working, I can always change them. But these are really standard ones. These are ones that girls have been using forever, and obviously they're working. So a couple of things to talk about too are getting a guest list and sending invitations. And I know a lot of us have gotten away from that over, the past year since Facebook and all of that. It's a really good idea, right? And I know the girl who was on the It's All About the Party today talked about, she sends them with a sheet of 30 labels, the regular standard address labels, asks them to fill them out and get them back to her. And again, she's doing it great with her business. So, something's got to be working, right? So we kind of went over everything, but I loved this one. What is a ghostess? So a ghostess is a hostess that you can't get a hold of, right? And, which can be very, very frustrating. I think one of the best things to do, because you're working in this 3-week window, is if you can't get a hold of her, start trying to fill that date right away, right? Especially if it's a Saturday, you could do a later, early, just in case, she last minute, which has happened to me on Saturday mornings, like, hey, what time are you going to be here today? And you're like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a month. I wasn't even planning on coming. But, if it's going to work out, it's going to work out. And hopefully it will work out. Or, saying to her, this is a prime date. I really need to know, thank you for being considerate. I love using that word, thanking her for being considerate and getting back to you. So that's a little bit of guilting, but it does tend to work. So anyway, go in there, check out party planning, as well as if you haven't done party school yet, you should have done it by now. It's wonderful. So this week, I'm also preparing for an event that I'm going to be doing. So paper clipping and everything. And I was, talking to someone today, and one of the things she has been doing for her event is doing flirt testers and how they work. And in the back office under marketing, there's actual flirt tester cards that you can print out. And what I did was I went to Avery.com and I kind of printed out my own little flirt cards. I don't know if you can see them, but that way I was able to put the bottle in. And it says here, try our new flirt perfume. If you love it, take $10 off a bottle. And then it has, my name and phone number and stuff for this event I'm doing next week. So in order for them to try it, what you want to do is go into, in Walmart, in the section where they have beads and stuff like that, they have little 2x3 bags and little Ziploc baggies. So what you're going to do is get a couple of Q-tips and use plastic ones, because these are paper ones. I actually need to go buy some plastic ones because the paper will unravel once it gets wet with the flirt. And then what you're going to do is put them inside the baggie. And I actually have these little cute half-size baggies. So I'll be cutting a Q-tip in half and putting it in here. And then you're going to attach the baggie, to the card, right? So if you've got the 2x3, which is, kind of the size of this, you're just going to attach it. So that way you're able to give it out as samples. So, but what a great sample to carry in your purse, right? Like I said, I'm going to give them away at events. And I just actually printed these on cardstock that I have hanging out at the house. Inexpensive, right? And the flirt smells so good. So just think of it, you should be carrying little baggies in your purse anyway, with a little bit of information. But if you've got that baggie closed and they go to open it, this is going to smell so good. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, flirt. But it gives them a coupon, a reason to contact you, and a great sample that they can put right on their wrist, and give it a try. So, and flirt, it's, it smells so good. And, the cost of the bottle is what, $59. So it's a really nice little sale, if somebody wants to purchase a bottle from you. Okay. So let's see, demo out of the way. We gave some recognition to you girls who've worked so far this month. A little upselling, little featured product. And for those of you who did my challenge last week of the 100 phone calls, what I want you to do is comment down here in the comment section below my video of what happened with your 100 phone calls. How many parties did you book? Did you make sales? All of that sort of thing. Give me details, because then I'm going to put you into the drawing for the double dong. Still got to sit in here. It's waiting to be given away, waiting for a home, waiting to be a shake weight. Okay. So, put those comments in. And my challenge for you this next week is to do your own inventory blowout. And if you're thinking, well, Jody, I don't carry inventory, that's okay, because they don't know you don't actually have inventory sitting in your office. I mean, even though I do, got a ton of it. And as part of that, you can say for every single bottle of Coochie that's ordered, everybody's going in for an entry. And every month throughout the summer, or, for May, June, July, August, however you want to say it, I'm going to give away $50 in free product for my I Love My Coochie, contest entries, participants, however you want to put it. And that's something I'm doing, and I've already got a whole bunch of entries into mine. So, okay, go have a great week. I will talk to you guys next Wednesday. And if you need anything, you know where to find me. You know where to reach me. I'm always available. Unless it's 3 a.m. and you've been drinking, then don't call me. Have a good one.